What's up, YouTube? So recently I have pivoted from a concierge to a tactical security guard, and man, I am loving this because every day we gain some new experiences, every day we have to go through some new learnings, and in my opinion, this is an awesome job to pursue if you guys love physically demanding jobs. But this is not about the practical experiences that I'm gaining on site. This is about the use of force course that everyone have to go through in order to become the tactical security guards. And by the way, this gonna be a five-part series, including this one. And this video is about the introduction and what I'm gonna talk about in the next videos. And by the way, this video or this series is for everyone. Even if you are not into security services or you don't aspire to be into security services, this video is for you as well because there are some tips and techniques that I'm gonna tell you that you can use to deal with your family and friends. So, this is what I've learned and hopefully it will help you. So let's begin. So the course was about de-escalation and use of force. So we were taught about multiple things in this course, which started off with first let me draw it out for you so that it looks a little nicer. So it started with M.O.R.B and it stands for Management of Resistive Behavior. And the goal of this is to don't is to not to get hands on with the other person. In this section we first try to convince the other person verbally by using verbal de-escalation techniques. So we also identify the indicators, stages, and responses to crises. I hope I spelled it correctly. And we will also look into the goals and barriers barriers to effective communication. And then we will move to criminal code because we don't want to do something unlawful with the other person so that we get into the court and we don't want to spend ton of money just to save ourselves. So we will look into the criminal code and this will state to us like what we can and cannot do as a tactical guard. So what we can and cannot oops, do as tactical security. After that, we will look for the restraint program. So when you see the other person is not complying with you when you're talking with him verbally, so we have to restrain him to stop his physical action. Either he is freaking out, physically acting out, we have to stop it. So we will look into restraint program and this one is the way to deal with the other person who is either resistive or not compliant with your command. So we will look into the ways to deal with a resistive and slash or violent person. And in the restraint program, we are, as a security, as a tactical security, we are allowed to use handcuffs, bed restraints, and baton. But in my case, I am not trained for baton, so I'm not gonna tell you about the things that are related to baton. But I do have notes of baton, but still I don't have practical experience, so I will not tell you about that. And lastly, just hold on. Lastly, we learned about the defense against sharp-edged objects. Defense against sharp-edged objects. And the defense is typically to save ourselves, to save the public, and to save the subject itself. So it's we are intended to save ourselves, oops, the the public, oops, and slash or the subject's lives. So yeah, these were the four things that we're gonna look into. So let me reiterate to you if you want. So the course was mainly about de-escalation and use of force, in which we were taught about four things. First of all, M.O.R.B, which stands for Management of Resistive Behavior. Then we were taught about Criminal Code. Then we were taught about Restraint Program, and finally we were taught about Defense Against Sharp-edged objects. So all of these are important, and in the next one I'm going to talk about, in the next video I'm going to talk about the first section, which is more management of resistive behavior, and we will continue this series like four other parts as well. So yeah, that was it for now. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Done.